As a teenager, he spent hours every day practicing in front of the mirror. He also realized that he was brilliant at doing impersonally, impersona, impersonations, and his became and this became his early routine on the comedy circuit. Carey had made challenges along the road to stardom. At one point, he took 2 years off as he battled low levels of confidence and uncertain, uncertainty. uncertainty. However, he was so convinced of his comedic brilliance that he kept persisting until he was finally offered the main role in the movie called Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. This part gave him an opportunity to be totally bizarre. To move be- the movie became a huge box office hit and launched him on the path to superstardom. Notice, in the early stages of his career, he didn't attempt to play serious dramatic roles. His supreme talent was unusual comedy. The combination of strong belief in his ability plus hours of daily practice eventually paid off big game. Carey improved his focus using visualization. He wrote himself a check for $10 million for service required, ren, for services rendered, dated, dated it, and kept it in his pocket. When times when times were thought he would sit on a quiet hillside overlooking Los Angeles and imagine himself as a movie star. Then he'd reread the then he reread the check as a reminder of his upcoming good fortune. Interesting enough, a few years later he signed a deal for more than $10 million to the star in the Mars. The date, almost identical to one written the date, almost identical to the one written on the check he kept for so long in his pocket. Priority focus work. Make it a part of your everyday plan and you'll experience dramatic jump in productivity and income. We have practical method that will make this easy for you and will also clarify your unique talents. It's called the Priority Focus Workshop and is outlined on page 54. You need to be absolutely clear about what you really goes on during your typical week. This reality check is usually every revealing. Basically, you make a list of all the activities you do at work and typical week. Most people, when they add up the total score between 10 and 20, most people, when they add up the total score between 10 and 20. One of our clients had 40. It doesn't take genius to figure out you can do 40 things each week and be truly focused. Even 20 activities is far too many. You'll be scattered and more prone to interruptions and distractions. Many people are in shock when they see how much of their week is fragmented, over, overwhelmed, out of control, and stressed out. The typical phrases we hear a lot. However, completing the story-focused workshop at the end of this chapter is a good starting point. At least you'll know where your time really goes. If you have trouble remembering all the things you do, another sign of doing too much, you can create a time long you can you can create a log a time log. Simply record everything you do at 15 minutes intervals. A note just keep a notepad beside you. Do this for 4 or 5 days and you will have a super accurate record. It takes a little discipline, but you'll find it well worth the effort. This will clearly demonstrate how you are investing or wasting your time. After completing the priority focus workshop, the next step is to list 3 things you are brilliant at in your business. Remember the definition of brilliant. These are activities you do effortlessly that gives you energy and that produce the greatest results and income for your business. By the way, if you are not directly involved in income generating activities, who is? You are and who is? And are they doing a brilliant job of it? And are they doing a brilliant job of it? If not, you probably need to make some major decision in the near future. Now, here's the next important question. In a typical week, what percentage what percentage of your time do you spend on your brilliant activities? Be totally honest. Often the answer is 15 to 25%. Even 60 to 70% of your time is being used profitably. There is profitably. There is still a lot of room for improvement. There is still a lot of room of improvement. What if you could refine this 80 or 90%? Remember, your bottom line income is directly linked to the amount of time spent in your areas of brilliance. Your level of brilliance will determine the size of your opportunities in life. Your level of brilliance will determine your size of opportunities in life. The next step is to look at your original list of weekly activities and select 3 things you don't like doing, resist doing, or are just no good at. There is no just no good at. There is no shame in admitting you have a few weaknesses. The most common answers there are paperwork, bookkeeping, setting an appointments, or doing follow-up calls. All the little details that bring a project to completion, to bring a project to completion are usually found on this list. Of course, these need to be done, but not necessarily by you. But not necessarily by you. Have you noticed how these activities tend to drain your energy instead of expanding it? If this is true for you, wake up. When you keep on going, when you keep on doing work that you detest, detest, you need to remind yourself that this is futile. Fatil. Remind yourself that is fatil. As well-known speaker Rosita Perez explains, when the horse is dead, get off it. Stop flogging yourself. There are other options.